How's it going, everybody? As you can see, we're out here in the middle of interior Alaska on a beautiful day, and I'm here with Chris Wilkes from Black Creek Bushcraft and Survival. And if you're on YouTube, it's Chris Wilkes Survival, correct?
That's right. Hey guys.
We're just being bums and savages and tourists, and we're gonna go canoeing. We're gonna eat a bunch of food, be lazy, sit around the fire, but the most important thing is we're gonna be absolutely isolated in interior Alaska in the deepest bush we can find. But in the meantime, here's something we wanted to show you. This is the gold dredge at Chattanooga. Massive, massive chunk of machinery. This thing has been sitting in here since, I believe, the 40s. Now if you look out here across the landscape, you'll see all these gravel piles. This dredge made its own lake through this valley, and it actually floated on its own lake on these gigantic pontoons. And it had this giant boom loaded up with buckets, and it would scoop its gravel out, run it all through a big gold sifter, process its gold right on the ship, and then it would lay a giant pile of gravel behind it. Look at some of the gears on this. You know, the whole story of this dredge is kind of a sad story because this thing had all of its galvanized siding, had all the control rooms, and it used to have a little bridge you could walk over and actually walk all through this dredge if you dared to do it, because it's, you know, it's a giant old rusty hull. But about 5 years ago, somebody went out there and, whether by accident or on purpose, lit this thing on fire, and it burned internally. All the woodwork in it, all the old oil, whatever fuel was left in it, it actually burned up. So you see all of this burned up sheet metal. And if you were out here 6 years ago, it would look like a house. And it's a shame because now it's all exposed. It's rusty. It's gonna become very unsound at some point. It's already a giant hazard to walk around through it. If you look closely up here in the front, you can see there's all the sticks. Well, that was the control room where they actually operated this monstrosity. Before, this was all enclosed in a big house-like structure. So it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. It's a shame that it burned. It did look a lot different, but I guess if you want to put a positive spin on it, now you can see the guts of it without actually getting into it. And that's the Chattanooga Gold Dredge. It's got a number. It's Gold Dredge 9 or Gold Dredge 12 or something. I can't remember what. But it's a heck of a piece of iron sitting out here in the middle of the bush. Here's another little quick fact. If you followed this valley over, right there, that's the mountain I live on. There's no road between this dredge and that mountain, but you could walk this valley. And in 6 or 8 hours, you could probably pop out at my cabin. Thanks for hanging out with us while we're being tourists. This is Dave Whipple, and you're watching Bushradical. Be radical, eh? See you soon. We just got off of a 2-day float at Birch Creek. Absolutely fantastic. Found the best campsite on the whole river. It was underneath a raven's nest. Amazing. Saw a moose and 2 calves and another moose. And now we're stopping to refill the cooler. Chris has done all the heavy lifting on this trip. Not only did Chris buy gas, but he also rode the bicycle the 7 miles back from the takeout to the put-in, brought the truck back.
A long 7 miles.
Right now we're stopping at this giant snowbank on the side of the mountain here. This is Eagle Summit on the Steese Highway. We're about, I don't know, about 100 miles north of Fairbanks. And this is the best place around to pack the ice chest. Check out this sunset. Absolutely fantastic. Give you guys a 360. Way up here on top of Eagle Summit. Now, I've had the absolute privilege of taking Chris around the state of Alaska for the last 2 days. This is his first trip up here. So to me, it's an absolute treat to get to share this with somebody else. And someone who really appreciates the outdoors. And I didn't do any filming whatsoever on the whole float trip. I took the camera and just said, forget it. I'm just gonna enjoy the moment. And Chris did the filming. So if you want to see our float trip along Birch Creek, go over to Chris Wilkes Survival and check that out. Because he did all the work on the trip, all the filming, all the bicycle riding, and check that out. If you want to see that trip, that's where you go, Chris Wilkes Survival. Now check this out. Get a perspective. That's a big snowbank, eh?
That's huge, yeah.
This snowbank is usually here until like the end of summer pretty much. If you go over here to the other side of the road, beautiful, beautiful view. And basically a kind of a sheer drop off outside of this hill. I know it doesn't look like it, but it drops right off. You could jump off it and get 20 feet probably. Absolutely gorgeous country up here. So that's refilling the ice chest on the Steese Highway. Once again, Chris did all the work. That's all right. That's all right. Chris he can take it. This has really been a special trip because neither one of us have anything going on at the moment. We've got a week of free time, got a little bit of money in our pocket, got some groceries in the cooler, and we just wrapped up one vacation. We're gonna go back to Fairbanks, get 8 hours of sleep, and pick another vacation. We got a whole week to burn up, and it's we're gonna try to cram 3 or 4 little mini vacations in a week. And what a gift. Thank you guys for watching. Be radical.